Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Today's story is what you love, you will not lose. Oh, some people say what is yours is yours. Have you ever woken up feeling, oh God, you give me everything. I have everything and I'm so grateful, Lord. And you play back the tape and you see, many things that you have wanted and how they actually got to you. If you are consistent in watching my videos, you will remember that I have some videos where I had some pretty rough times. But still, I believe that despite those times, God is always faithful. And He is. If you just reflect on your life, you will see that God is always faithful. So I'm going to share with you my journey with a mango tree. So what had happened was that, in Zambia we get mangoes in October, November, December. And then we have other countries where they have mangoes like in June when we don't have them here. So my daughter and I embarked on a journey to go and look for those exotic plants, have an orchard, so that we can be providing mangoes at the time when they were not there. So we got the mangoes, we planted at our farm, and I got one mango tree that I planted at my house. So I planted it and it was thriving, doing very well, and I was very happy, and it was growing. I knew I wasn't going to get any mangoes for at least 2 years, but that was okay. So meanwhile, I was buying mangoes that I was now eating when I needed them. And so one day I went to water my mango tree and it was not doing so well. The leaves were not as green as they normally are. And then it just didn't look like my normal mango tree. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? I watered it and tried to care more for it. Nothing was happening. So I took pictures of it and went to livestock, to a place where I could get some help. They said, oh yeah, you need some fertilizer or some manure, you need some spray. So I got all those things, sprayed the tree, put some nutrients in the soil, and really made sure that my plant would thrive. And it still did not thrive. I really wanted my plant to grow. I could imagine myself having those beautiful succulent mangoes. And I was now beginning to see that that was not going to happen from my compound. So eventually I started wanting to dig down to see if maybe the nutrients were just on top and if I could put some deeper in the ground. And you will not believe what I found. I actually loved my tree to death. What had happened was I wanted to put whatever nutrients I could find, and so I had opted to, when I eat like groundnuts, I'll take those shells and I would throw them around the tree. What I didn't know was that those shells produce insects that were actually feasting on my tree. So when I dug to see down what was happening, I found that the stem was actually being eaten, and it had been eaten so much that as I was trying to get it out, it just fell on my lap. So I sat down and I was in tears because I knew that there was nothing I was going to do about that tree. That's my tree gone. So I gave up, I accepted. It was a learning curve. I made a mistake, and I even shared with my daughter that don't make the mistake I did. Let's ensure that we don't put anything around the trees that is not supposed to be there. And then one day I'm watering the grounds, and by the wall fence I see something that looked like a similar mango tree. I was like, that can't be right. What is that? So I went nearby, checked. it really did look like the same mango that I had lost. And I was like, how did that happen? Then I remembered, as I bought the other mangoes of the same type, there were times when I would keep the seeds or the seed of the mango, and I planted some in the hope that they would grow, but I was told that with these trees, they do not grow from the seed. So even if I planted them, I really was not thinking any of them would grow. And then now I'm looking at it, and this is the same mango tree that I lost. So I was very excited, called my daughter, listen, I think my mango tree is back. And she's like, are you crazy? It's not possible. I'm like, yeah. So she said, okay, to be sure that it's the same tree, get a leaf off the same little plant and smell it, because it smells very uniquely. It has a unique scent. So I was like, okay, so I got one and smelled it, and it was the same tree. So I was so happy, and I was thinking, how did this happen? And I was joyful and telling God, God, you've done it again. You've given me the plant that I wanted. And the moral of the story is that, when you're passionate about something, just leave it in God's hand. It may look like at the time you have lost it, but it always comes back to you. God may not bring it in the direct route, but it will come in a roundabout way. Is it a relationship that has gone bad? Don't grieve for too long. Yes, accept, acknowledge, but trust that if this has gone wrong, something better is coming. God has something better for you. So I gave too much love to my tree and smothered it. What are you giving too much love to? Sometimes it's our children. We shield them so much, we protect them so much, and they end up not having the desire to fight because everything is just coming to them. Is it a relationship? Don't we have boundaries? Sometimes we have no boundaries, and those people, you give them so much that they end up disrespecting you and treating you like you are of no value, and you can't blame anybody but yourself. So let's reflect on our lives and see, where are we giving too much where we should not be giving too much? Where are we not putting boundaries? This was a lesson for me. It ended well. It may not end as well, but at least it's a learning curve. It's a lesson for all of us. Do not give too much. Give enough. Leave enough for yourself. As it is said, give from a full cup. So if it's in a relationship, ensure you're giving what is due to the relationship, but you are keep putting boundaries and structures in place to ensure that that relationship survives. If it's a mango tree or other tree, like in my situation, give the nutrients, the water, whatever it needs. Don't overdo it. If it's children, yes, love them, but give them enough so that they are able to think for themselves and fight for themselves, and they get what needs to come to them knowing they fought for it. There's just a certain joy that comes from knowing I worked for this and I got it. Not everything that is given freely is appreciated. I hope this has helped you to see that we need to trust that God will always give us what is due to us. There are many times that I've fallen on my knees to say, God, thank you that you said no at the time when you did. Because that no has led me to be in a situation where I've gotten something better. Thank you very much. I hope this helps you. Comfort Time continues. Always remember to give us a thumbs up, share share our videos so that many people get to hear our stories, many people get to be encouraged. Subscribe, and so that the family can grow. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. When you look at your page as you are watching the video, just check where it says subscribe, click on it. It doesn't cost you anything. Nothing will be taken from your bundle. So thank you so much. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.